What happens when reality itself becomes the villain's lair? That's what goes down in House of M, one of the most mind-bending events in Marvel history. This isn't your typical hideout with turrets and henchmen, it's an entire rewritten universe engineered by Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. After suffering imaginable grief and a mental breakdown, Wanda uses her reality warping powers to reshape the world into a place where mutants rule and her family, the House of Magnus, sits at the top. In this alternate reality, Magneto is the ruler of the world, mutants are the majority, and humans are the oppressed class. It's peaceful on the surface, but underneath lies a dangerous truth. None of it is real. It's all built on Wanda's fractured psyche and desperation to give everyone their heart's desire. A world of illusions held together by unstable magic and denial. This hideout is dangerous not because of its location, but because it is the location. It traps heroes in lives they never had, making them forget who they truly are. The more comfortable they get, the less likely they are to resist. It's psychological warfare on a multiversal scale. And when does it start to crack? The fallout is massive. The event ends with Wanda's chilling line, "No more mutants," which wipes out the powers of nearly 1 million mutants overnight. The House of M isn't just a hideout. It's a ticking time bomb disguised as a paradise, and that's what makes it truly terrifying. What if the most terrifying place in the world wasn't real, but could still kill you? That's the twisted genius of Freddy Krueger's Boiler Room. In the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, Freddy doesn't just stalk his victims, he lures them into his lair, a rusted, hellish boiler room buried deep inside their dreams. It's where he was burned alive by vengeful parents, and now it serves as both his home and hunting ground. Visually, it's a nightmare factory. Flickering lights, endless corridors of steam pipes, dripping metal, and shadows that move when you're not looking. But what makes it truly dangerous is its existence in the dream world. In Freddy's realm, physics doesn't apply, walls bleed, gravity flips, time stretches, and every corner hides a potential jump scare. You can't escape by running, you can't call for help, and if Freddy kills you here, you don't wake up. You die in real life. That's the hook that made the Boiler Room legendary. It's not just a location, it's a psychological weapon. The more fear you feel, the more power Freddy gains. Over the films, the Boiler Room becomes a symbol of Freddy's control. No matter how different each dream looks, the rusted pipes and ominous furnaces always return. It's his version of home court advantage, and in this game, you don't just lose your life, you lose your grip on reality first. The Backrooms aren't built by villains, they trap because reality broke and forgot to fix itself. What started as an internet myth quickly spiraled into one of the most unsettling fictional spaces ever imagined. According to legend, if you no-clip out of reality, glitching through the fabric of the world, you don't end up in some digital void. You land in the Backrooms. A never-ending maze of stained yellow walls, buzzing fluorescent lights, and moldy carpets that reek of old office buildings and despair. There are no windows, no exits, just level after level, each more bizarre and dangerous than the last. Level 0 is creepy, but empty, filled with endless hallways that all look the same. But the deeper you go, the weirder and deadlier it gets. There are levels flooded with waist-deep water, ones that defy physics, and some where time doesn't work at all. Worse, you're not alone. Entities unseen or barely glimpsed stalk the halls. Some scream, some whisper, some just watch. What makes the Backrooms so terrifying is the lack of intention. It's not evil in the traditional sense. There's no master villain here. It's just a broken pocket of existence indifferent to your survival. And maybe that's the scariest part. There's no escape plan, no endgame. Just you, lost in the hum of fluorescent purgatory, slowly forgetting what normal ever felt like. Welcome to the Backrooms. You'll never leave, but honestly, did you ever exist to begin with? Imagine a staircase that goes down forever and hates you for finding it. SCP-087 is one of the most infamous anomalies in the SCP Foundation universe. It looks like an ordinary concrete stairwell, unlit, old, and tucked behind a locked door. But once you step inside, the real descent begins. The stairwell has no bottom. No matter how far you go, you'll never reach an end. Just an endless loop of steps, darkness, and breathing. The deeper you go, the more disturbing it gets. The lighting fails, communications crackle, the temperature drops, and then you start hearing it. A child crying somewhere far below. Desperate, hollow, impossible to reach. No one ever finds the source, but many have tried. That's where the terror sets in. The deeper you descend, the more the space feels alive. Not haunted, aware. And then there's SCP-0871, a pale, human-like face with hollow eyes that appears without warning in the dark. It doesn't move, it doesn't speak, it just stares. But anyone who sees it is overcome with panic, hallucinations, and the overwhelming need to escape if they can. SCP-087 is a villain lair that doesn't contain a monster. It is the monster. It's a psychological trap built on fear of the unknown and the infinite. No weapons, no battles, just a slow erosion of your sanity, one step at a time. And worst of all, you'll never know if it's waiting for you to come back or if you never left. The Further isn't just a place, it's a walking nightmare stitched together from your worst memories. Introduced in Insidious, The Further is a shadow realm where restless spirits linger and demons hunt. It's cold, silent, and drenched in a sickly blue-gray fog. The air feels heavy, like grief. The walls are familiar yet wrong. Copies of your house, your childhood bedroom, a hallway you've walked before. Except now, they're warped, empty, and echoing with whispers from the dead. Unlike most villain lairs, The Further isn't somewhere you find. It's somewhere you slip into, especially if you can astral project like young Dalton. But once you're in, good luck getting out. Spirits will do anything to escape you, including possess your body while you're away. And then there's the red-faced demon. Agile, malicious, and far too comfortable in its twisted domain. The Further feeds off fear. The more terrified you are, the more power the entities inside gain. Doors slam shut, windows shatter, and time stretches like taffy. It's a place that exists on the edge of sleep, trauma, and the afterlife, and it doesn't follow your rules. This lair doesn't need walls or guards. It preys on your mind, your soul, and your inability to tell whether you're dreaming or already dead. In Insidious, The Further proves that the scariest places aren't always beneath the ground. They're just beyond the veil, waiting for you to close your eyes. What if the scariest part of a house wasn't just the basement, but what's beneath it? In Barbarian, a seemingly normal Airbnb hides one of the most disturbing villain lairs in modern horror. It all starts with a double-booked rental in a rundown Detroit neighborhood. But when the curious guest ventures into the basement, things take a sharp turn from awkward to absolutely nightmarish. At first, it's just a dark hallway. Then, a hidden rope in the wall leads to a secret door. Then, another tunnel. And then, a room. Dingy mattress, bloodstains, a video camera. That's the first red flag. But it doesn't stop there. The basement spirals deeper, literally, into a subterranean maze that feels ripped straight from a survival horror game. Concrete walls, cages, scratching sounds, and finally, her. The deformed mother, a grotesque figure born from years of abuse, isolation, and inbreeding. Because of the home's original owner, a serial predator named Frank. This basement is more than a physical space. It's a generational horror chamber, a lair built not with gadgets or lava pits, but with sickening human cruelty. Every inch of it is soaked in fear, secrecy, and silence. What makes it so dangerous isn't just what lives down there, but how easily it was hidden. No supernatural force, no sci-fi twist, just evil lurking in the cracks of suburbia. Ignored, buried, and forgotten. In Barbarian, the basement isn't a metaphor. It's a warning. Some monsters build layers that the world chooses not to see. In Pan's Labyrinth, Guillermo del Toro gives us a haunting maze that blurs the line between fairy tale and nightmare. At first glance, the labyrinth seems like a mystical refugee. A stone passage hidden in the woods, promising magic, mystery, and maybe even salvation. But as Ophelia, the young protagonist, quickly learns, every corner of this place carries a test and a threat. The labyrinth isn't dangerous in the traditional villain lair sense. There are no lasers or henchmen here. Instead, it plays with your mind. It lures you with beautiful illusions and then slams you with grotesque truths. One minute you're speaking with a gentle fawn, the next you're being hunted by the pale man, a child-eating monster with eyes in his hands. The rules shift, the stakes grow, and you're never quite sure whether any of it is real. What makes this labyrinth truly unsettling is how it reflects Ophelia's trauma. Set against the horrors of post-Civil War Spain and an abusive military stepfather, the fantasy world offers no clean escape. It's just a darker mirror. This isn't a villain's base, it's a trial by fire. The danger isn't the creatures, it's the choices. Trust the fawn? Take the key? Sacrifice yourself? In Pan's Labyrinth, the true terror lies in not knowing whether you're in a fairy tale or a trap disguised as one. Suppose you opened a board game and it opened you instead. In Jumanji, the game board isn't just a plaything, it's a full-blown villain lair disguised as childhood fun. Crafted from dark, mystical forces and possibly a warped sense of humor, the board traps players in a cursed jungle dimension or unleashes it into the real world depending on the version you're unlucky enough to open. From stampeding rhinos to quicksand living rooms, every roll of the dice activates another lethal surprise. Vines break through windows, mosquitoes the size of fists chase you down. Oh, and let's not forget Van Pelt, the hunter who seems ripped straight from a Victorian nightmare and has one job: kill whoever's playing. But the most dangerous part? The game never ends until someone wins. You can't quit, you can't throw it away, and if you try to cheat, the board knows. It's like the game feeds off chaos and fear, adapting itself to target your deepest panic with precision. The jungle dimension inside the board is a whole other beast. Think wild terrain, booby traps, giant predators, and time loops. It's survival horror dressed as a game night. What makes Jumanji's game board so terrifying is its psychological trap, luring people in with curiosity, then forcing them to fight for their lives while pretending it's all just a game. It's not just cursed, it is the curse, and once you roll, you're already too late. Which of these terrifying hideouts would you avoid at all costs? Let us know in the comments below, and hit that subscribe button if you want to keep exploring the scariest place fiction has ever imagined.